My name is Renee, and I'm the owner of Shades of Africa, located in Long Beach at 352 East 3rd Street in downtown Long Beach. I'm the creator of the sign, the Pac-Man and Eminent domain in redevelopment. Is eating up every opportunity, and I've been here 14 years in business in downtown Long Beach, and I've seen some things come and go. And over the time, I've watched lots of developers all introduce their new designs.
I founded the East Village Arts District probably in the early, or I should say in the late 80s, and have been kind of promoting the concept of the arts district since that time. So I'm chair of the Art Exchange with Steve, and that's a nonprofit, and that's kind of our major goal is to really bring a facility into the East Village that would anchor the East Village as really an arts district.
I can attest to the fact that in the last 6 years, out of kind of my contemporaries, I came to Long Beach 15 years ago, and there was a really good core group of artists that were really involved in the community in the East Village and kind of helped formed it or helped find its identity. And of that group, I could name at least, it's probably a group of loosely 20 or so artists, and I could probably give you 8 or 9 names of people that have moved on because of high rents or lack of opportunity for growth, or the fact that there's really no art market established here. Cheap rent was the key reason, because you could work here and then go somewhere else and sell it because the market wasn't here. But then when the rents went up, there really was no impetus to stay or reason or logic behind it. So, and that's pretty typical. That's kind of cyclical for most artists' environment. You know, you kind of cluster together because the rents are cheap and everyone leaves you alone, and then slowly build a name for yourself, and the coffee houses come in, and then the bookstores will come in, and then the neighborhood starts to develop, and then the spaces become more desirable, so the rents start to go up.
Out with the old and in with the new. And even though the very things that attract people to our city are things like Shades of Africa and Acres of Books, the force of this economic push to maximize net gain is overwhelming. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelmingly attractive to the city. It's overwhelmingly attractive to the property owners. It's overwhelmingly attractive to the developers, and that's why it's going on.
Redevelopment has come into the shop here at Shades of Africa to assist us in relocation, and its only offers have been to relocate us into previous developers' designs. And in showing me those designs, what I pay now is roughly $2,700 a month, or it is $2,700 a month. They are showing me properties to keep the footage that I have, which is 3,800 square feet. Would then be $12,000 a month, which is not an opportunity for no one other than the developer. Tax that they pay is not enough. The city wants them out mad. The reason they do that is because the new property owner, who they sell it to, gives them today's property value, property tax.
Not only that, they're going to turn it into condominiums, multi-use.
Multi-uses and all that.
So 451 units is what you're talking about.
On your location? No, that's all
no,
of
the whole thing.
This is going to be the whole 4 blocks. So that's going to bring
Underground
450 some units.
That's a lot of property tax.
So does it turn this into a condo?
Say a condo.
Everything is condos on top.
600
retail on the bottom.
Each condo. They paid $60,000 in 1960
$60,000, and now it's worth 2 mil, 3 mil.
Wow.
Well, it's kind of philosophically similar to when a developer displaces low-income houses, part of rebuilding includes low-income back into it, or it has to be relocated. Those units have to be replaced somewhere. And I guess I like to think of it as, you know, we're kind of displacing a lot of artists. So what we're trying to do is build a place within the developments for those artists to stay here. Instead of being chased out this time, let's try and change the equation and keep them here and actually make it nicer and use it as a draw, as a cultural engine.
The only problem that I see is that they called it the East Village Arts District. I think that was a huge mistake, because when they created that label, they were disingenuous. They weren't really trying to create an artist district. They were trying to gentrify or redevelop the area so that it was no longer a shithole, but in fact was some place that people would actually, with money, would actually want to come and move and live.
Yeah, we think that we don't look at this as anything but a benefit for the community too, because we think that it'll attract tourism. It'll be an opportunity for more art to be delivered in all different fashions for the city and for the region. So we think of it as a real win-win. And really it would be a very important anchor to the East Village, which needs to continue to be nurtured.
Now, that has nothing to do with the artists who were there. They just happened to be there, and because they happened to be there, some clever person decided to use this as sort of like a marketing ploy.
What I pay now is roughly $2,700 a month, or it is $2,700 a month. They are showing me properties to keep the footage that I have, which is 3,800 square feet, would then be $12,000 a month, which is not an opportunity for no one other than the developer. I find that we're being outsourced in our own land, or in my own community. I feel like I'm being outsourced to persons I can't see. I'm told to go to the property management office and go from there. Shades of Africa is like all my neighbors. It's not just me here, it's all of us. This is a full 4-block gentrification relocation.
Well, gentrification is, I think, politically charged. It has an implication that the process is fundamentally negative, that you're taking people who have a lower income and forcing them out, replacing them with people who are wealthy. And people who, people see that as a negative thing, but I see it as a sort of a political and social and economic inevitability.
I'm calling this the Pac-Man of eminent domain, eating up every opportunity, because I see it eating every property that in business or retail that exists, that is affordable, they're tearing down. So that's the emphasis of the Pac-Man. He eats and he never gets enough.